He has to play, but Perturabo.
Uh-huh.
Look, it's not like all the other Primarchs are more interesting than it.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to play Perturabo.
But Perturabo has the r/atheist angle.
Hold on, let me tag comments online. Why is he not here?
Don't know.
Cengiz?
Oh no, he's gonna recover the entire movie.
Perturabo is the Primarch with a giant victim complex. Not only is he fat, he's basically just a neck-bearded fucker from 40K.
Oh
yeah, and by the way, he landed in Space Grease.
Oh.
And
well, like half the fucking Primarchs landed at Space Grease.
no, but Super Space Grease.
No.
You see, it's Super Space Grease. It contained a jar of olives that said to make women to commit adultery.
It's a jar of marmalade that we believe forces you to commit adultery.
Hey, I was trying to make it more Greek related. Greece.
Oh.
It's a bowl of pomegranates which we believe forces you to commit adultery.
Yeah.
Alright. Hold on, real
I
quick.
saw some really fucking cool art of Perturabo as a demon prince.
Ooh.
Alright, here we go. In a streaming backroom.
Alright, show me. Ooh, nice. Well, I'm eating popcorn right now. Very cool.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
actually don't know what he looks like as a demon
Well,
prince.
we've had a description of him. I kind of really like this look.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me take a look.
He looks like just a giant mech monster.
Oh, the one you already posted. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that. That's cool. Are those some missile launchers on his back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, damn. It is metal as fuck.
Here, I'll show you some of the other demon Primarchs.
Oh, sure.
I'm gonna guess you're gonna go with Magnus because he's the easiest one.
Oh, there's Comet.
Here's little designs of what they look like from the same artist.
Ooh.
I'll just slap.
Ah. That's fine. Now
He was counting muscle girls. No, he wasn't counting muscle girls. He was counting his tabs.
Well, because Comet did unfortunately, run a bit late. I think we'll save him the intervention just for today. He gets off the intervention just for today, but the next time. Ooh. Let me look at Logar. Damn. Well, Magnus is already.
Yeah, logo.
Okay, here's an external image.
Let me see.
Yeah, same as last time. I fucking hate Lorgar.
Why is Perturabo a giant Homer Simpson mech?
I don't know. I think it's that's because we haven't really had any official art of Perturabo.
Yeah.
We've had like a brief description of him, but they might not go with it.
Ah. I find it funny though. He's just portrayed as a giant Homer Simpson mech head. It's hilarious. Alright, so all we need to do is wait for Nick. He hasn't responded yet. Nicholas! Oh, Nicholas!
He probably overslept.
Hey Cengiz, you have my Netwing?
No, because usually. Well, first of all, I don't know where to. Oh, I guess I could. I guess I know where to put you. I have to literally damn it, I have to literally create like a completely new Matchstick avatar for you then. Give me a second. Hold on. So let me just copy the browser source from one of these things. Okay. Give me the URL. Damn you! Come on. Scroll. Come on. Alright, I guess that's all the URL. Copy. Okay. Now paste this brand
Yeah, you can
new
use
browser.
select all.
What's select all?
It's well, you start what's it called again? You like you highlighting it,
Huh.
and then there's an option like select all of what you're highlighting.
Oh. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Match.
Control A.
Avatar. I'm gonna create this thing for you, Matchstick. Alright, enter URL. There we go.
By the way, Changus, have you got a Getter Devolution yet?
Yes.
I have not. Is it like locked behind a story point or?
It's I don't think so. It should be part of.
Or do I have to play the quest lines?
What do you mean, like?
Like there's some initial ones and then
You play
right,
you have levels where you get introduced to the characters and stuff.
yeah, I know. Play those introductory levels before. Okay.
Yeah. Hold on. Wait. Damn it! I know I posted like a thing of your like thing in the back room, Matchstick. It's all the way back here.
It's maybe you should make like another channel just exclusively to like Avatar stuff.
I should probably do that, but I posted everything in the back room. I gotta scroll down through all this nonsense. I found a picture of Marky Mark with a mustache. That shit's funny to me. Okay, come on. Come on! Come on!
Come on, do it!
Oh, wait, I
Kill
found
me!
Matchstick's old avatar, so that means we're getting warmer. But where's the Bright Noah version though? The one that I love. I love the Bright Noah version. Gotta scroll down. Scroll down. Oh, here we go. There we go. I found it. Okay. So let me just copy all that nonsense. Alright, there we go. And then, where's your thingy? Here we go. And then, custom CC,
Here's the same artist version of Angron, Fulgrim, and Lorgar.
Nice.
Wait, shit. Do I put the star between redacted and equal, or between equal and a question mark, or quotation mark?
I don't know.
Shit. Hold on. Before we start, give me one more second. Oh, between redacted and equal. Okay. Then let me put it between redacted and equal and okay. There we go. Now your thing shows up. Try speaking.
Hello.
Hello. Alright, I'm gonna put you in the...
Hello.
I'm gonna put you right here, this little guest seat. There we go. And then I gotta copy your thing to all the other stuff as well. So give me a second to copy that to all the other slides. So might as well get a preview of what we're gonna talk about. I forgot to change the transition, it's still female!
Female!
It needs to be fade. Okay, here we go. There's Matchstick's avatar for this. So first topic is... oh wait, no, Comet shouldn't be first. He's supposed to be second. Ninjato's supposed to go first. So here you got a peek of what we're gonna talk about. Oh damn it! The thing is, hold on. I gotta actually no. This isn't gonna work. I need to move Matchstick. I'll put him behind the chat. There we go. And I gotta do the same for. Actually no. Let me just get rid of this one. And then just copy from Ninjato.
Wait, wouldn't I be a little bit bigger since I'm in the front? Yes, perspective and all that.
I don't really care about perspective right now. Come on, why can't I copy your thingy? Let me copy! Oh, it's locked, that's why. God damn it! Alright, paste. There we go.
It
Paste!
looks fine to me.
You know what I like about the Chaos Primarchs, the patron ones? Is that their wings are all different.
Ah.
Mortarion has like moth-like wings.
Alright,
Magnus has bird wings. And I think Fulgrim and Angron should have different type of wings to reflect that.
Okay, there we go. Your avatar has been added to everything. There we go. So, alright.
You picked that movie for Blue Sky Studios?
No, it's just a poster for Blue Sky Studios in general. All their movies and stuff.
What?
So, oh, you were something not?
No, I was going to say something and then I bit my tongue.
Ah.
Alright.
Well, I'm not gonna. Oh wait, no, Nick's online. He's online. So
He's gonna enter soon.
he's gonna enter soon.
Probably.
So I guess we might as well start off now. So welcome to again to Sense Live. Now, first off, as you can see, we got Matchstick here. He's usually here for the gaming streams, but not for the 2 Cents Live stuff. So he's here now because he wanted to talk about Super Robot Wars. So he's here now. And I'm
I
eating
expect this
popcorn.
to be an 8-hour podcast.
Oh, this is probably gonna be a long one.
Yeah, unfortunately, I will have to. It's gonna be a long one, and I have to like dip out very early on because I have work.
Ah. And I'm eating popcorn right now. Because I love popcorn. So yeah.
So if I'm hoping to get my segment done in like 15 minutes, and I want Comet's segment to be done in about 15 minutes because he's talking about a movie. So as long as he doesn't do beat for me.
Ah. All right then. Well, I guess if you're pressed for time, Ninjato, I guess no better way to start than now. So Ninjato,
So
you're up. Talk to me about
yes.
the Peanuts movie.
Yeah. So when I learned like last week when you posted all the previous streams on YouTube, so I was catching up, and then I learned this upcoming one, Nick is gonna cover Blue Sky Studios. Oh crap! I will not be able to be in the segment of Blue Sky Studios, and I wanted to talk about this specific movie that people kind of forget that Blue Sky Studios actually made.
Yeah, they made the Peanuts movie.
Yeah, it was like Of course, at the time, I remember the overall atmosphere was kind of weirded out about, really? These guys are the ones who are making a Peanuts movie?
And it's 3D. Oh my god.
It's because it's just like those guys at this point, they've just been locked out of the industry because all they make is Ice Age sequels.
Yeah, that was that was the main reason. It's like Blue Sky Studios was not making anything interesting. Because they were like seriously milking one thing, and with an occasional. Oh, I'm actually looking at over. So they had Rio, the 2 Rio movies. Then they had Epic.
Well, Ice Age was their cash cow, so.
Yeah, Ice Age was the cash cow seems to keep the company floating.
Well, we could talk. Nick's gonna talk more about Blue Sky.
Nick is definitely. But basically, just to say, in terms of opinion, we were not expecting them to make a Peanuts movie, and of course, when you make an adaptation of like a beloved property like Peanuts, people are kind of scared of what could happen to the story, what's the focus is. And I will say this, the Peanuts movie is the best, is probably top tier in terms of adapting material.
Really?
It does help that, I will straight up, it is different. It's like there are differences from original source material, like because it's written actually by two of the writers, two of the main guys behind the creative stuff is the son and grandson of Schultz.
Oh.
So there are lots of elements in.
Wait,
there are a lot of recurring jokes that have used the famous.
Wait, can you briefly tell anyone who doesn't know who Schultz is?
Okay, so I'll get the premise. So Peanuts was a comic strip written by Charles M. Schultz, and he was an American cartoonist, and the comic strip is simple. It's about our main character, Charlie Brown, as he goes through life as a little kid in this small town, and it's just about him and all the kids going through kid stuff. Like they do a whole variety of stuff. Like they do Christmas pageants for Christmas pageants at Christmas. They do Valentine's, just normal stuff that kids would go through. And he occasionally gets philosophical at points, but usually for a joke. It's a comedy. And there's also his dog Snoopy, and who goes on his own shenanigans, including him riding on top of his doghouse to fight the Red Baron.
The Red Baron.
Yeah, and then it spawns like there's all recurring jokes about Snoopy's extended family. And how they come to town occasionally. So yeah, and so the premise of this movie is that it could the whole premise of the movie is about Charlie Brown. He is somebody who tries his best to do stuff, but the problem is the universe is comically against him, and he always seems to screw up. But there's a new girl in town called the Little Red Hair Girl. We don't even get her name throughout any point in the movie. You see, like, actually in her, you can find out her name, but it's like one of those details things where it's on her test score. It's not explicitly said. You have to look for it. So for most people, it's the Little Redhead Girl. And so the idea is that he wants to impress her because she's new to town, and she just wants to have a friend who doesn't have the baggage of his reputation. And essentially, it's about him trying to find ways to impress her, but for some reason, he ends up having to either give it up for a moment for doing for the sake of somebody else, or for the sake of his integrity, or the universe rebels and causes shenanigans. And then the subplot is that Snoopy is actually discovers the typewriter because he was trying to get into school. And he kept on getting kicked out twice. And so Snoopy finds a typewriter in the trash can in the dumpster. And once he figured out figured it out. He's writing a novel.
Okay.
And the novel is about Snoopy versus the Red Baron, and Snoopy rescuing Feely, his love, from the Red Baron.
Okay.
And then at points where the whole Snoopy shenanigans, Snoopy acts out his story in the real world, which leads into a hilarious sequence. Like, yeah, and that's like one of the things. So this film is basically full to the brim of jokes. They're not like belly laughing jokes for an adult, but they're pretty fun jokes. Like near Looney Tune level. So like it's a lot more physical comedy going on than typical Peanuts. Which is cool. Like they're one of the first joke is like Charlie's little sister Sally during a whole sequence where Snoopy is grabbing people because he grabbed Linus's by the blanket, and so they're doing a whole chain grabbing other kids. Linus ends up grabbing Sally. Sally is like, "Oh, my sweet bamboo!" And Linus throws her, and she flies, and she has hearts in the air. She crashes into a snowbanks, but the hearts also makes an indent.
That's cute.
Like little stuff like that. There's always these little details to the jokes that are just fun to watch. And yes, it's a heartwarming story with a strong message, because essentially he gets his reward. He gets a reward of sorts because of his character, because he has, by him during the moments that he seems to screw up spectacularly, it's all because of it's tied to his kindness, bravery, and honesty. And you see that throughout the film. And while the characterization, I will say that this characterization is not as mean as Schultz, the original author, did in his specials. Like if you watch the Christmas special, kids were mean in one way. In this one, yeah, they're still mean.
I mean,
but in a completely different way.
I mean, kids are always mean.
Yeah, they're still mean. Like there's a moment where Charlie Brown all of a sudden became popular, and they made a whole gag about him becoming famous, including his sister cashing in on his temporary celebrity status. And then also, this also convinced me that Peppermint Patty is worse girl.
Oh.
Because she's a lazy bum who her whole thing is that when she calls Charlie, who she calls Chuck, he before he can get in and we're saying no, she basically assumes that he already does it. Or accepted it. And even more.
I see.
And also she's sleeping. Oh, cares about sports. Like, yeah. This film did not give me a good reminder. Oh yeah, Pepper and Patty can be kind of awful if you think about it too much.
Oh, me and all my homies hate Peppermint Patty.
I will say this: if they ever do like a trash, we make Peanuts into teenagers, and we want to appeal to the modern audience. Yeah, Peppermint Patty is gonna be the main character, and she's gonna be gay. Why? Because she's the tomboy, and tomboys automatically gay.
Okay. I see.
Yeah, but the movie so wholesome. Like I kind of went over it because I don't want to spoil the plot. I think this is Blue Sky's best work because it was a bounce out between comedy, telling a story with good characters, and it has that right moments where it's like, when you feel like we're focusing too much on the Charlie Brown stuff, here's the Snoopy segment. And by the way, in the Snoopy segment, there's like there's an implication that there's more chapters. So it starts with chapter 1 and then chapter 2. And then it moves on to chapter 4 and then chapter 7. Also, there's little jokes about creatives. Like the creative process. And it's like, oh yeah. And then it ends with Lucy saying that, oh, a dog that can fly, that's stupid. And trashes it, so they throw the typewriter at her.
Huh.
And all the famous Peanuts jokes are in the movie in some way. So, like, it's a brim. It's basically, do you want to know what the Peanuts is about? Like, the whole franchise. Just watch this movie and you'll completely understand and why it's so charming. And
Okay. Yeah. I always wanted to check out the Peanuts movie. I never got the chance to.
you haven't seen the of course you haven't seen the Peanuts movie.
I wanted to check it out. I never got the chance to.
I have.
Ah.
What do you think of it, Not?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was my favorite animated movie in 2015. I can't remember what came out in 2016 that was animated. I just remember the Peanuts.
Huh.
Yeah, let me check animated movies.
Let's see, 2015 movies. Let's see, what came out in 2015?
I just read popular 2015 movies. You got Resurrection F, a movie called Harmony, The Boy and the Beast, Strange Magic, Home, Minions, Boruto the movie, Ghost in the Shell, The Good Dinosaur,
Oh.
SpongeBob Out of the Water. Oh, Inside Out.
Ah.
That's why you didn't get any awards.
Inside Out. There we go.
The Little Prince. Shaun the Sheep as well.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
I actually did watch Shaun. I actually watched Shaun the Sheep recently with Nick. Yeah, I like that.
I've been watching. My niece and nephew has been visiting, so the shorts has been playing constantly throughout the house.
Huh. Yeah, I like Shaun the Sheep.
Yeah, so that's why you didn't get any rewards, because it's the same year as Inside Out.
Yeah, there we go. Pixar there to get the award.
Yeah, if Pixar gets a huge bias.
Oh yeah. I feel like Disney just gets a huge bias in general. Like this year, like during the Oscars, well, before the Oscars occurred, and now everyone knows it for everything but the actual movies. We're like, oh hey, Dune's being nominated. It's probably gonna lose to a bunch of Marvel movies, isn't it?
I mean, we were wrong. We were wrong about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like how we were wrong. Like I was wrong that the power of the dog didn't win this picture. Dune got nominated for 6 awards. That Will Smith actually has no kill. So yeah, we were wrong about a lot of things.
Yeah, so anyway, I just don't want to have that distracted, but the Peanuts movie, it does so well on adapting the source material. It's very close. It is more sanitized, you may say. You could argue. Than the original source, but not that much. It's like a 10%.
10%. It's not bad.
Like it's like you have Peanuts movies at like 100. It's just a 90. 90 in terms of like unfilteredness.
Okay. Alright then. Is that all you have to say about the Peanuts movie?
Yeah, it's short and sweet, much like the movie. It's also only 1 hour and 32 minutes.
Hour and a half's not bad.
Remember those days? When movies were just 2 hours at most?
You were saying something, Nod?
For an animated film, like it's sometimes rare for an animated film to cross the 2 hour mark.
Well, I was just saying films in general.
Well,
Oh yeah.
well, also at the same time, what was the saying again? Like, a good movie, like, always uses time. What were you saying now?
The phrase is that a good movie is never long enough, and a bad movie never seems to get shorter.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, that makes, yeah, of course. People complain about the Batman, even though the Batman is great, and
The Batman is great.
and that's like 2.5.
More than 2.5.
It's 2. It's like it's a 2 and 5 and 58 minutes. It almost crosses the 3 hour mark by a 2 minute interval. So it's like, but it's like and even then it's like when you're watching the movie, it doesn't waste its time with anything. So it's like.
Yeah, but we're talking about the Batman. We could easily spend more hours talking about the Batman.
Oh yeah.
And we got some other stuff like putting on certain red spectacles.
That's a good transition right there. Nice one. Alright, so in that case, we can move on to the next topic. Oh, Chelsea and Ray apparently finished Gundam Wing. Nice! What you guys think of it?
Is Dorothy dead?
No. You'll see her in Endless Waltz.
Dorothy in the future, she's Queen of Mars.
What?
Like Frozen
is that-
teardrop. Frozen teardrop.
Dorothy.
Oh yeah, by the way, we need to talk about Frozen Teardrops at some point. I haven't had that discussion about how bizarre it gets. I know it involves Hiro and Relina being frozen for a while.
Remind me, is Dorothy Miss Weird Eyebrows?
Yes.
Yes. Miss Evil Eyebrows. That's the correct term.
No, Dorothy doesn't die. In fact, she kind of gets away with it.
Oh,
Like what was Dorothy's role in Endless Waltz again?
And that was
I think she was a preventer.
Was she one of the preventers?
Yeah, she was one of the preventers. So it's like, yeah, in Gundam Wing, it took the term of like my enemy is my relative to a whole new level because everyone just started turning face during Endless Waltz.
So everybody gets to come to Jesus moment.
I guess. Yeah, she just actually, you straight up just see her still alive at the end of the original show, Gundam Wing.
She's still alive. It's like, and then by like endless wealth, she's already going. Yeah, come on, guys, let's destroy the mobile suits. This is peacetime. It's like, wow, this is progress.
Yes. This
Amazing.
Is all the moment.
She doesn't want to kill everyone for the sake of peace anymore. She just wants to destroy the mobile suits.
That's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Wait, but what if we get invaded by aliens?
I'm sorry, what?
No, I was making I was trying to make a joke. Just like they destroy all the mobile suits and aliens invaded, but they got nothing to defend themselves with.
But I already talked about Gundam Wing like for a previous 2 cents a while back. But but still keeping on the topic of Japanese stuff. So Comet, what is this movie, The Red Spectacles?
Oh, it's a sequel to the last movie I talked on the movie I talked on last 2 cents, Stray Dogs. And the main character is Kochi, the senior officer of the main character from the last movie. Now we get a little bit in the beginning. We get a little bit of backstory. It is the end of the 21st century. The Metropolitan Police have begun to lose control of Tokyo. Crime is rampant, and people are no longer safe. Their solution? The establishment of the Anti-Vicious Crime Heavily Armored Mobile Special Investigation Unit, created by men and women of high intellect and physical strength who had a particularly strong, even fanatical sense of justice. They were nicknamed Kerberers, and armed with special body armor called reinforcement gear and heavy weaponry. What started as a noble and courageous effort to stop the onslaught of crime soon spiraled out of control. Their overzealous actions and fanatical hatred of evil soon led to a less than police-like behavior.
I see.
Public criticism grew as the investigation tactics become more and more aggressive, cruel, and corrupt. The turning point occurred when a Cobras member during a routine investigation beat a misdemeanor offender to death. This is the catalyst that caused them to get shut down and or to dissolve completely. And then what led to the Cobras revolt that happened. That was explained in the last movie. You know, they refused to disarm.
Alright.
And the beginning of the movie shows Kyoji leaving to his squad trying to escape Japan. And he had to leave two of his squadmates because they were wounded, and he left Japan.
Alright.
And several days later, he comes back. Now, the thing about this movie is, while the last movie was more serious, this one takes kind of like a comedic turn with a bit of a whiplash. Okay. And it got really, weird.
Weird.
Kind of like, yeah. Like, okay, let's see.
It's weird. It's like you're describing a Mamoru Oshii film. How weird is it?
Like, okay, like 1 minute, like there's this like fight scene, right?
Alright.
And this fight scene, like Koji went to this hotel trying to stay low, but someone got tipped off. So they sent like this gang, this squad wearing like this makeup for some reason.
Okay.
And everything went and it get dark. And you got this like skinny Japanese man fighting, like who saw someone coming after him who was in the shower. You got a skinny nigga Japanese man fighting all these people in the dark. Like it's always that it's fake, but it's like you got one guy like ripped in half. Then they keep fighting, all of a sudden, one of the guys got thirsty. And he got thirsty. They both got beer out of the fridge, drink.
All right.
Then once done, he just killed the other. Koji killed the other guy with a beer can.
Okay.
It's like okay, he got.
Wait, what do you
really,
mean by what do you mean killed by a beer can?
He literally killed the other guy with a beer can.
How?
Like, I don't like. He just literally just jabbed it in his head.
A beer can.
So he pan labyrinth the guy.
Pan Lambra?
Pan Labyrinth.
I never saw that movie.
Ah. Oh, that's right.
So Black Comment, on your own time, search up Pan Labyrinth bottle, and that will be the scene, and that will explain what I'm talking about.
Comet looks it up immediately and adds another tab to his total.
Okay, never mind. I misremembered the scene.
Okay.
It's like they both like drink beer and like they're in like some commercial and do that that exaggerated. Then cuts to Koji with his bare foot on that other guy's throat.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's like the best way to describe this was like it's like one big fever dream.
All right.
And you go to all of that. I mean, go to Japan and you learn that Japan became even more oppressive. They ban certain foods and they have like stand and eat ordinance laws where you can't stand.
All right.
You can't eat how would they call it? You can't eat at like food stands. Unnecessary regulations. I think they also ban certain foods like ramen.
Okay.
Certain types of ramen.
All right.
And Koji got to meet a couple of his old schoolmates who just gave up. And then the female also betrayed him, and then we get, and throughout the whole thing, he's being interrogated and chased by this Kim Jong-un looking guy.
What do you mean Kim Jong-un looking guy?
Okay.
He looks like Kim Jong-un.
Yeah, he got the glasses.
So you're telling me that the communist leader of North Korea is like a goon or something? In this?
No, he's the head guy.
Oh, he's the head guy. So a guy that looks like Kim Jong-un is in charge of like a gang?
I think he's part of the investigation unit that hunt down the rogue Corberos.
Okay.
The rogue Corberos members.
And he just happens to look like the communist leader of North Korea.
Like, yeah, he kind of look like the communist North Korea. Oh, I'll take us. That's good. Like.
Well, I did not realize that Kim Jong-un would make an appearance in a Japanese movie.
It's like, oh, what is that behind you? Oh, it's Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un. Look, it's like in 1987, like in Japan, localized entirely within that TV screen. Yes. Can I see him? No.
No.
Yeah, it's like.
Mhm.
Okay, let's see.
I loved that joke. Not.
Okay, once. Oh, here it is.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna post in the back room?
Yes.
Alright, let's look at this Kim Jong-un looking guy.
Huh?
Well, it looks like Kim Jong-un if he had a full head of hair.
That's like Kim Jong Un looking, not like an exact replica.
Okay. I see.
Like there's much I can say about the movie because I went in blind expecting more, but I kind of left. I got left. It's like this strange feeling, you know.
Okay.
You're not. You're kind of disappointed.
Disappointed? Really? Why?
Not expecting. Well, not you left disappointed, but I said not somewhat disappointed, but more confused than anything.
Okay.
Like that. What did I just watch moment?
Huh. Oh. Whose mic was that? Oh, that was not. Alright.
No.
Okay. Continue.
And then you kind of learn why it felt so fever dream-ish.
Alright.
It turns out everything that happened when Coach, all that stuff that happened throughout the movie never happened.
Oh, it was all a dream.
As soon as Coach got off the plane, he was shot.
Oh. Oh,
it was a dying dream.
It was a dying dream. Oh. Okay.
And, he's like, he's like, I found that it was like, it was the case of, oh, I'm all right. I'm not all right, and he just like died in the shower. He was dying in the shower.
'Tis but a scratch. Oh shit! I'm dying.
It's like he imagines his entire trip to Japan while he's dying. He's like, you know what? I am better off dying. Like this place just seems terrible.
Yeah.
You know, on second thought, let's just die. Japan is a silly place.
Yeah, maybe I should. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't try to restart my Kerberos unit.
You know, Kemon seems like a better place.
Yeah. And also, then in the real world, the Kim Jong-un looking guy checked his suitcase, had a suitcase check, and it was just full of all the sunglasses that the guy wears throughout the movie.
Oh, so he's just that one what was his name? The Char clone in Seed who always has spare masks in his drawer.
That's true.
Yes, it was suitcase.
He has enough to fill an entire platoon with just these spare masks.
Yeah.
I need it in case my mask just gets destroyed.
And the Kim Jong-un looking guy was like, God damn it! When we're gonna find a real? He was hoping to find the protect gear, the armor they're wearing. We're like, oh, where can I find? Dang it! I'm hoping we'll find one. All right, pack it up. We're leaving.
That's it. So it's just like I don't know why, but I just keep reminding me of like the great like the best video on YouTube. Today it's Friday in California.
There's
Yes, that's the feeling.
there's an entire Twitter account just dedicated to posting that same video every Friday. Today
Look.
is Friday in California. Huh?
Yeah.
Shooter.
Yeah, that's. I think if I were to describe this movie, that would be the scene. The best way to describe the feeling I get from this movie. That would be that scene. Like, what did I just watch? I thought I was gonna watch some police crime.
This is
No
It's like
R. Looking.
I thought this was going to be a political thriller. I didn't know it was a Mamorushi film.
Yeah. Tell me. Wait. Nah. Tell me who. Tell me about this Mamorushi.
So, Mamorushi is he's very like influential like Japanese director. A lot of people like James Cameron, the Wachowskis, David Fincher, like have cited him as an influence. A lot of his films kind of delve into the idea of like translucence and playing around with reality. You know, like his most famous work being of course Ghost in the Shell.
oh.
Like so it's like so of course, you know, Ghost in the Shell, the entire film is playing around with the reality of like is am I alive? The entire movie of Red Spectacle plays around with the illusion of, look, is this actually Japan? Is this a real world we're living in, or is it just hell on earth?
I cannot get that. When I watch Red Spectacle, I'm like, I came for the Kerberos and the armor. So what the hell am I getting?
It's like I think it's the first movie in the series, so it's like, of course, it's a little bit experimental because of course it's Mamorushi. So like by the time Jinro gets around, it's already like sort of just cemented itself as a straight-laced political thriller.
Huh.
Okay.
Hey, Nick's here.
It's like more or less like I treat Red Spectacle more like it's a like kind of, yeah, it's a fever dream mixed as a sort of like a philosophical quandary.
All right.
On the bottom though, I really like the design, the armor in this one, especially the tube in the middle. Oh hey Nick.
What topic are we on? What I missed?
We're on comics topic. Don't worry, we're still pretty early on in the show.
Is it the first topic?
No, it's the
No.
second.
What was the
Najado
first one?
already went.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Ah.
I actually kind of wanted to be there for that one.
Ah. Oh, I'm sorry.
Eh.
Well,
I
you're.
just wanted to get my opinions on the Peanuts movie.
Well,
Out of the
Ninjago,
way.
just before you say anything, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, I assume so.
But we'll be talking more about it when I get to it.
Yeah.
Well, you guys will be.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, cause you're weak. Sleep is for the weak.
I got a bit of a mini haul. You don't have to show it on stream, but
Okay. Let me take a looky.
I can explain.
Ah.
Just sorry.
By mini I mean those are mini.
yeah. Got a minifigure.
Oh, Indiana Jones.
Yep. Widescreen.
Widescreen. Nice.
I have to make a distinction because I got disappointed when I got this and it's full screen.
Ah.
See, it's not so much as that as I've later found one that was widescreen, and I already bought this before I found it.
Ah.
Those bastards, they were ripping you off.
Exactly. However, unopened, like still sealed.
Ah. Nice.
So that's neat. And let me get this in. Got one more thing to show.
Okay.
And I'm quite happy about this one.
Ah. Best wing boy.
Yep.
Very cool.
You got Duo.
I got Duo.
Got Duo. Alright. Hey, anime guy's here. Hey, anime guy. Alright, so is there anything else we need to know about the Red Spectacles comet?
I really, really want that armor.
Oh, I see. Well, surprisingly, this time Comet did not go plot point to plot point for this review.
Oh my goodness.
So you know what, Comet? Because of
We
that,
need to know, but I do have one question, Comment.
Oh.
God damn it! I was hoping to spare him the intervention.
He can never be spared.
You can't go easy on people like this, Cengiz.
So,
Alright.
How many tabs do you have open?
Here we go.
How many tabs?
Intervention
Yeah.
time, Comet.
No, Cengiz. What you said?
Yeah, but I'm here and I have equal power. So does SPD.
Yeah, it's 2 against 1, Comet.
Alright.
Comment, change. Nick is the racist cop who stops you at the corner, at the line crossing.
Oh my god!
I'm declaring neutrality on this argument.
Oh my god, not!
Well, you know the one in the movie where it's like
I know,
like
but
towards the end of the movie.
I know, but still.
I'm making a comparison. I'm not saying Nick is racist.
I know, but it's still. Oh my god! All right, Comet, come on. Let's see those tabs. It's intervention time.
Okay.
My opinion is that people who play Tao deserve it.
Oh my.
That's not.
Matchstick, don't you wanna fight for the greater good?
The greater good.
Oh
Greater
yeah,
good.
like come on. Yeah, Matchstick is. Yeah, you know, as soon as Kama's gonna be playing 40k, he's gonna use Tau.
I don't play 4K. The rules confuse me too much. I just collect the models.
Oh, I see.
All right. We need to see the tabs.
Intervention time. it's like Comet. It's intervention time. Where's the
Okay.
fire?
That's enough.
That's enough. There we go. There we
It's
go.
just one. It's just one window.
Yes, you improved
Why you got
by
military?
one window.
Why do you have military times open?
Because I'm assuming because he's running a military fiction. Why do you have multiple Word documents?
Oh,
You know what I wish. You know what I wish. You know what I wish now? I wish that we were sponsored by Campfire, the writing website that Shad's always fucking talking about. Cause it clearly seems that.
Blaze.
Cause it clearly Common needs it. Cause oh my god.
Just imagine him using a simple campfire blaze. He spent
I tried using it. I didn't like it too much.
Huh. So you're gonna stick to multiple Word documents. I see. Alright. Well, once again, Dice and intervention failed, so you're gonna have to go first next time, Comet.
What? I only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
If it's more than 10, that's still bad!
Yeah, that was more than 10. Alright,
Like, 10 is the maximum, Comet. Alright, so, but with your intervention done, now we can move on. But we're not done talking about Japanese stuff. So now...
Embrace the weebie.
So now, with our guest star of this show, Matchstick. Mr. Matchstick.
War crimes, we got monsters, we got demons.
And we got Getter.
Welcome. Doesn't that count on the demon stuff?
No.
More like Eldritch.
Close enough.
Close enough.
I got Super Robot Wars V, a strategic
It's a tactical role-playing game.
Tactical role-playing game. It's the series was originally made with the Gundam
Mazinger and Getter.
Mazinger and
Getter.
Robo. But eventually they branched out and making like 1,200 new games. And this one was like came out like 5 years ago, right?
No, it's
No.
well, actually, yes, it is 5 years ago.
Wait,
No,
really? Wait,
right
hold
now
on.
it would be 6. It would be 6
Hold on. Super
because
Robo
it came
Wars.
out the 25th anniversary.
Alright.
V is the 25th.
2017.
Yeah, but nowadays this one has a whole bunch of stuff from like Gundam, Evangelion, Martian successor Nesco, Mazinger, Zambot 3, Ditram 3, Gutter Robo, Fundamental Panic, Crossange, Mike Gine, and I'd say the Hurt, sort of the overall story of it with the spaceship battleship Yamato, which is not a super robot or a real robot, but it's a big ass ship.
It's a Navy and
No.
it's a Space Navy anime.
Now, the thing is, obviously, if it's in Super Robot Wars, then it has to be mecha. Why would they not put a mecha in a game called Super Robot Wars?
We'll tell you. It's because Super Robot Wars V was the first time that a show with non-mecha elements was introduced.
Amazing.
But it was mainly just as a capital ship, and all the helpless gamelins that you kill down.
All the helpless camels you killed.
I mean, they're helpless compared to us.
Oh yeah.
Fighting against the Gamelon, feeding evil to it.
But they really fuse the stories in a pretty seamless kind of way. I don't really have any. This is my first Super Robot game, so I don't really have any reference to the other ones.
Yeah, I would say playing 30 especially, and seeing some of T, and some of X. I would say there is an obvious franchise that felt like, in terms of world building, Ultimecha makes sense. In terms of the story, like how point A and point B, the journey it goes through, the Gundam stuff actually is very much the weakest link, even though there's tons of Gundam.
Yeah, but from what I understand, most of the Super Robot stuff hosts original characters and stuff like that. A little bit of original stuff too. Which this one you play as either Soji or Chitose.
Yes.
Male or female. And you pilot the Vang Ray, and you go and
Big
fight.
range.
Big ring.
And you go and fight the new villains, which are called the Gardeems. Yeah. Each of the franchises are into like one of the three universes: the Anno Domini Earth, the Universal Century Earth, and the New Correct Century. It fades through each three of them, and though depending on the choices you may spend time in one more than the others.
Like, in the story, just in general, you spend the least amount of time in the New Correct Century because it's essentially the beginning and the ending portion of the game. You're spending most of the middle in the Universal Century and AD dimension because of certain mechanics works convenient, like they can able to use the dimensional to actually go further in the New Correct Century than if they just went normally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is a really, and from what I understand, the Super Robot series is it's just one giant playable ad for these different franchises, which
It worked for me. It worked for me. That's how I got like Super Robot V's was my introduction. It was through Super Robots that I read Mazinger and Getter.
Who's like the current guy head of Super Robot Wars?
The creator just left, I think.
Yeah, he left BB Studios. He now works sort of like as a consulting producer. So it's like yeah, he's left, but he hasn't left his baby. So it's like the government took my baby. Sorry, I was just gonna say, I was just gonna say, well, like one thing. It's like, ad is not the right word I would use. I would use mixtape.
Yeah, mixtape. Yeah. Like it's a JoJo album. It's a JoJo part where how JoJo is essentially Araki's mixtape.
It's all of his favorite stuff for you to see.
Well, no, it's all the stuff that he's currently consuming and liking.
But this one got me into Crossbone and Full Metal Panic, and it has got me interested in the other stuff. But I'll get to it sometime else. I got a lot on my plate right now.
Yeah. Okay. Other than the stuff you just mentioned, other than like Full Metal Panic, Crossbone, what, and of course the Gundam stuff, because that's a no-brainer, like the main Universal Century. What franchises are you most interested into getting into, and which franchises you're least interested because of Super Robot Wars V?
I want to finish up Evangelion sometime.
All right.
It'd actually be easier. I don't really have much interest in Zambot or Ditarn. I will never watch Cross Ange. And I don't really have any interest in C Destiny.
Don't.
But everything else, Mazinger, Martian Successor, Nadesco, Space Battleship, Yamato, Mike Gine, Getarobo.
Yeah.
They're all on the board. I might get into them later. Gundam 00.
Good.
So for me, the one that I want to as soon as possible, like if I ever get the chance, like jump at it. Spacious Yamato.
For me, aside from the Gundam 00, since it's Gundam. Yeah, sorry. Gundam 00, since it's Gundam, I'm most interested in, finishing up Evangelion, because it had started a long time ago, and I want to finish it, but I think Might Gain. I might be interested.
Yes! Might Gain! Let's go, Might
Going
Gain!
first.
Damn, son.
More
got pumped
Successor,
you up.
Nadesco, and I think Getarobo might be up after that.
Good. Very good indeed.
What's the F for Getter? Xenonic, it's Protoplasm.
The fuck is it?
It's energized protodermis.
What the fuck? Just get her!
It's energized protodermis.
I can do it better, but people. I wish I could do it better, but I don't want to scare the people around me.
Fair enough.
Antonio,
Synergized protodermis. Well, now it makes sense!
Why didn't you just say so?
Yeah, but really, this was a great hook, and I might be interested in getting into the other stuff, English translated stuff, sometime later. But this is like fucking 50 hours long.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I'll take a long break before getting to the next Super Bowl.
I'd recommend 30. 30 is I would say 30 is also very good. Like, and unfortunately, pay for all that DLC.
I know that T has Space Captain Harlock.
Yep.
And Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah. Oh, so that's
No.
You know, Space Captain, Harlock. I've seen like a third of a CGI movie once.
Huh.
Oh, fucking a damn long time ago. But I might get into that next since I know those two.
All right.
But the combat, it looked intimidating as you go into it with all the different categories and stuff, but it's actually really fucking simple. It's not too difficult for at least the beginner part. It was mainly kind of just math.
yeah. Like, have you played any tactical games before other than Shadowrun? I know you play Shadowrun.
Yeah, I remember that was really fun. But I don't. Probably not. I tried out like on the top of my head, got this game, got Shadowrun. Does Halo Wars count?
Halo Wars is a real-time strategy game. That's a different.
Okay, that does not count. I tried out the introduction of the BattleTech game.
Okay.
And,
So you're more of the Western. You have more experience with Western tactical games, which has different principles to them.
I don't have any much experience with either of them.
Yeah. Well, I would say based on what you said, you have more experience with Western style, which is very different from Japanese. For one thing, Japanese, like the biggest difference, in my opinion, is that Japanese are a lot more lenient in their tactical games than the West is. The West has the principle of applying a game system. Shadowrun is applying Shadowrun, the RPG system. BattleTech is the actual BattleTech board game in a video game, and that results in
A pretty narrow rule set.
Yeah, but also a lot of it's a lot more punishing of a game. You may do stuff right. If you don't do stuff perfectly, the enemy, you could just, even if you have the perfect judge, you could just screw up because that's not how the numbers rolled at that time compared to Japanese style, like Fire Emblem. right? Fire Emblem is like the most well-known example where it's a lot more like, yeah, you're most likely gonna hit the target. It's all about stats. It's all about how to increase your stats. And don't worry about that. There are plenty of ways for you to easily grind to where you get to the point where you're basically God. Would you agree?
I guess so, from what I've experienced.
Well, I'm talking to you, like, I know, like, Nav, would you agree with me on that?
RPGs, a lot of anime, a lot of Japanese RPGs kind of just boil down to numbered schemes. It's just, do you have the highest number? It's deceptively simple as that, but it's like, and then it just becomes a lot more complicated with, well, if your number higher than the fraction of the divided by to the power of 0. So, yes. It's always been like American RPGs have always just been a structured focus, and it's always just been like a Japanese RPGs has always just been like numbers focus.
Yeah, I kind of lean. Both of them have their strengths and weaknesses. Like I do get frustrated. I feel like I have to go on a lower difficulty with Western RPGs just because of the randomness factor. Is more effective. Is more there's more of an obvious effect as opposed to Japanese. Like the biggest example is the meme of XCOM where you're right next to an alien. You have like 98% and you miss.
Yeah. But I think I've said my piece for Super Robot Wars. If you want to move on, I'm fine with that.
I guess we can move. Also, Matchstick, because you said you are interested, I tagged you in the stream background. That's all the manga for the main Get a Robo series. Like people say, like you could get in with like Get a Robo Armor, get in and stuff. But I say like, I think the more I think about like, if you want the true Get a Robo like experience, read the original manga by Ken Ishikawa.
If you really want to appreciate all the animes more, yeah, you read the manga.
Armageddon is cool as it is, but then you go back and you read all the Get a Robo manga, and then you watch it again. You're like, man, you realize, wow, that's actually a lot of influence taken from Get a Robo Go. Huh.
Yeah, or like you see, whereas like, they love. You see the passion for each of the animes for it. And actually for Arc, and also for Arc, it is worth watching, reading, but I think it's better actually just to watch it. Watch the anime version.
I think for Arc, you should still read the manga. I think you should. I think it would be fun to read the manga and then compare it to the anime. Just a heads up though, Matchstick. The Get a Robo Arc anime, Papa Bandai did not give them the budget they needed.
They improved slightly with the Blu-ray releases, it looks like.
Slightly, but they did not give the budget they needed. But it's still worth watching.
It's not awful.
It's not awful. It's still worth watching.
Like,
I should now think about it. I think for my class, like how I told like earlier, like this week, like I need to come like a bunch of more artworks for a class to like for a portfolio. I think I'm just gonna fill it up with a bunch of Get a Robo art. I don't care. It's like plus Get a Robo's obscure enough for them to not give a crap about it. which
You can easily just go, oh yes, hoity-toity.
it's like we don't like anime. It's not real art. What about this Getarobo? What's a Getarobo? Oh, good, you don't know it. Perfect. I can get away with it.
Oh, you see this art piece as somebody is being absorbed by the mechanical is like a symbol of how minorities feel of like having to assimilate to a greater culture.
Well, no, I'm not gonna create that kind of fucking bullshit art.
I made
No, wait, no, hear me out, Genghis. Geta had the perfect character to use as that representation.
Oh, Ryoma?
No, the guy who I hate the Japanese.
Oh, Schwartz. Okay, Matchstick, if you ever get into Getarobo, just a heads up, there is a character named Schwartz whose whole point is he is just a cartoonishly ridiculous racist.
He's the lovable racist.
To the point that even Joseph's Joestar like, dude, chill.
But he's
Yeah,
fucking
Joseph
hilarious.
Joestar wasn't that racist. Like,
No, but like Schwartz is the thing about Schwartz racism is it's hilarious with just how ramped up it is. Like there's no way a normal human being would act like that if they really were racist.
and then all of a sudden he gets saved by a Japanese woman, and all of a sudden he finds her hot.
Yes.
Yes, he get infected by yellow fever.
Changus brings it into class, and then he brings the artwork into class. You can excuse it by him just saying, "Yeah, I made Pillsbury Doughboy, but he's weaponized."
And
Because the original Getter 1.0 just looks like the Pillsbury Doughboy if he had a different head. To me.
well, yeah, like Getter 1's like original body is just a giant pill with limbs attached to it.
And a cape. Don't forget the cape.
Ah, yes, the cape. Yes. Plus, yeah. So like, I could get away with it. Gundam, not so sure. Though maybe I could, if they're dumb enough, I could just tell them it's Transformers. Oh.
Oh, well, you can always use the Gundam, the original G Gundam concept art.
I mean, Okawara did work on Transformers, so that's what I could do. I just go and just like, wow, this is really cool. What is this? It's called Getarobo. What is that? You'll find out.
It's an original creation that I made. It's like you just bullshit through your teeth.
This would be like off topic.
Okay.
But let me talk about Gundam. You know that original Zeta concept?
Yeah.
Gundam concept?
Yeah, the one I posted.
And I shared on Twitter. It reminds me of?
What?
That Go Rescue 5, the Liner Boy, or the Titanium Ranger Megazord.
Huh.
You know what I'm talking about?
Not really.
Go.
No, I think.
This.
The more I look at that concept Zeta, I think they reworked that to become the Psycho Gundam.
It's I'm trying to find a good picture. This guy. Oh, it's called the Mag. Here you go, post it in the stream backroom. This Megazord.
Ha! Liner Boy! What were you gonna say, Nod?
Yeah. It's like, imagine how massive the Zeta would have to be in order to transform into a shuttle. It's like Okawara, I want you to design a robot that can go in and out of orbit is without burning up. So I made you a space shuttle. So okay, I like it, but can we make it a bit more Gundam? Like I got it.
Awesome.
Okay, now Okawara, can you make it smaller? Smaller? Yeah, smaller, and maybe a little more, streamlined. Like less shuttle, more like jet. Okay.
Also, if guys ever get a chance, check out these little concepts for the G for all the main Gundams and G Gundam.
I love the concept for G Gundam.
I mean, here's the Gundam Master. It was usually put
I love the original. I love the original Gundams they were gonna use for America. Like one of them is just straight up a cop.
I thought it was a cowboy.
No, like didn't some of the original concepts for Gundams eventually come in as like the Gundams used by the original Shuffle Alliance?
Oh, I see. Oh yeah.
There was a Gundam that was just straight up a cop in G Gundam.
Oh yeah, it's the second draft of Gundam Master, based on the California Highway Patrolman.
No, look at my. I love Gundam Maxter Revolver though. It's just a cowboy with revolver shoulders. It's beautiful. I don't know if you noticed, chat, but we like Gundam a lot. But
much like how SGD loves Digimon.
Yeah. God, I you know what? I
haven't spent any money on Digimon model kits.
God, I really need to. I actually do want to continue Ghost Game. I actually enjoyed the first 2 episodes. Why am I not continuing to watch it?
Because episode 20 is so far away.
I kind of want a model kit of that concept Zeta Gundam. And I would like the lore reason be like they try to turn the original Gundam to a transformable mobile suit the same way they turned the GM into an aqua suit.
Alright, I have to head to bed.
Alright.
Good night, Najano.
Have a good night,
Have a good
Najano.
night.
You're gonna miss the Digimon talk.
Yeah, I know. I'll catch up.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Alright, have a good night. Well, he's weak. Because he sleeps. Alright. SGD, tell me more about this Digimon anime that I only like based off of 2 episodes.
Okay, so last time I only talked about episodes 1 through 12 because I'm doing these things by the endings, and so we're talking about episodes 13 to 21 because after 21 we had a week break because of a women's marathon. Then a big hiatus because of hackers, so they decided when we start the anime again we'll do a new opening. So that'll be from episode 22 until whenever they decide to change it again. And last 12 episodes sort of introduced us to the cast and the Digimon and sort of the general mystery behind Gammon, that there's something dark within him. This batch of episodes sort of goes further into that. The first episode of the batch 13 is Executioner, the episode where Pokemon dies and doesn't come back. The children have to deal with Seals, Dramon on the list, racking up a body count, but things take a turn for the worst when the children have to deal with the threats that arise from Gammon donning blackface. So far, it's probably the best episode. Compared to the last 12. And it opens with a gorilla Digimon, eating food out of the garbage. And it makes me wonder, if Digimon can't interact with the physical world until they reach a certain point, how do they eat food? When Digimon first arrive in the digital world, they can't interact with humans or physical stuff at all, except for the ground. It's how do they eat food? but that's not really important. And the culprit of the episode is Sealsdramon. You can tell from the opening, the knife is a Sealsdramon's knife, which is a nice bit of attention to detail. And what's very noticeable is Sealsdramon have a right red eye and a blue left eye, which is like a lens scope. The Sealsdramon's eyes are both red, which will be important later. And the kids will learn of the Sealsdramon's killing spree when Clockmon makes his return from episode 9 with a Monitormon, which shows off like, yes, Digimon are being killed off by something. Can you help us out here? And it's also the kids realizing, oh, Digimon can die. It's like, I guess they just never thought about like, oh yeah, Digimon have mortality too?
It's like...
That's a pretty sobering thing to learn. And Garamon still has a habit of biting things because it just cuts to him gnawing on Kyoshiro's monitor. And he's just biting it. But as the kids sort of discuss what to do, Digimon keep dying. And interesting is, before Sealsdramon strikes, you can hear his breathing, and that's how Bakumon identifies the culprit as Der Scharfrichter, which is a German for the executioner, as Kyoshiro points out, which is an urban legend in the digital world. Like you hear a strange breathing and then you die in one attack. But also while the kids are figuring out what to do, a Flymon gets killed, and a red light... whenever Sealsdramon attacks, you can see a red dot sight, and it goes over some lightning markings on Flymon's face, which Flymon directly evolves from the Kunimon, and Kunimon has similar lightning markings, which are believed to be its eyes. So the dot essentially goes over its eyes, and then it turns to Sealsdramon, and I think that's a nice detail. And of course, Jellymon continues her business ventures, because Jellymon has no fear and doesn't care about the executioner because she can't do business if she's too scared. And as shown in episode 8, she just goes around getting things for Digimon when they ask, like a kimono for a Sunflowermon. And she wants a kimono herself. But having learned her lesson from episode 5, she decides not to mess with capitalism again and is going to put the kimono on Kyoshiro's credit card.
She's gone from capitalism to just straight up using someone else's money.
In episode 5, she was trying to disrupt the flow of wealth so she could get a leg up on the competition because she wants to be a very good businesswoman. Like, how to be a good businesswoman? She learned from, the big corporations. If you stop other people from doing business, that means more business for you. But I think she learned her lesson. And I like how they test the plot armor in this episode because Jellymon's about to get knifed, not for the fact she just phased through some glass. Which I established in previous episodes, she can phase through objects at will. And it's like Digimon can do, but she's learned to do it already. It might be an innate thing for the species, but the way they present it, it seems to imply it's just a thing Digimon can do, but it could just be a Jellymon thing.
It could just be a Jellymon thing.
Yeah. Now, of course, the kids encounter Sealsdramon and identify Sealsdramon as being a Sealsdramon, and there's Pokemon remarks that Pokemon recognizes him and remarks how he hates getting old. But Pokemon are child level Digimon, not. Because they established Digimon do naturally mature in the show, but Pokemon is an old man Digimon, but it's still a child level. Probably because in Frontier it was supposed to be part of a Manzai duo with Neimon. And he also has a book, which is it's a book full of information, but it looks like a children's encyclopedia. I kind of understand why they didn't go with Agumon expert, because Pokemon dies.
R.I.P.
When they see Sealsdramon, Jellymon name drops Selection D, But then Angoramon sort of gives a rundown, like, oh, it's an assassination test. Only 1 in 100 pass, and the one who passes becomes Sealsdramon and then is sent on assassination missions. He glosses over the fact that it's only Commandramon that becomes Sealsdramon. It's not just a thing any Digimon can do, it's part of the D Brigade. And when Sealsdramon's in the analyzer screen, as I said earlier, his left eye is blue instead of red. Also going to be important later. Because all 3 kids are there, Sealsdramon has like 3 targets to pick from, but he goes with Gamamon. But Bokumon takes a knife for Gamamon, and it kills him.
Oh.
And then, being a little kid, Gamamon doesn't take that well, and dons black. But then he becomes a 4th Gamamon evolution, Golus Gamamon, which, again, comes from a star. And what's interesting is when he becomes Batel Gamamon, he uses a red DNA strand. When he becomes Cos, he gets a blue and uses the blue. When he becomes Wizen, he gets a green and uses the green. As the Golus, he absorbs all 3 of the colors, and then all the other DNA strands floating in the screen. He takes everything. And when he becomes Golus, Sealsdramon sheaths his knife, and there's a lot of emphasis on that. Like, they really try to show it off, and he does nothing to defend himself, despite having a knife on his chest. Which, that seems like it's implying things. And Golus interrogates Sealsdramon, saying like, and Sealsdramon says he's just doing it for the body count, having killed 1,000 Digimon after killing Bokumon. And you can tell Golus's dialogue and body language as he's trying to get Hiro to want Sealsdramon dead too, because despite the way Golus presents himself, he does seem pretty upset about Bokumon. But Hiro doesn't really come around to his way of thinking, so when Golus tries streaming an attack into his head, it causes Hiro serious physical pain, because the 2 are not in sync, which is mentioned it last time. The whole in sync thing of the vital bracelet.
But SGD, does he get emotional damage? Gotta press the button now.
Emotional damage!
And then Golus just stabs Sealsdramon in the head, which is the same way he killed every other Digimon except Bokumon, with a knife to their forehead.
Damn.
And when he dies, his left eye turns blue, as it should be. So yeah, Sealsdramon is probably being mind-controlled. So someone mind-controlled the Sealsdramon, sent it to the human world to try and do something involving Golus, I guess. And then Golus just decides to leave. And like, just because we know each other well doesn't mean we're friends. But then he starts trying to break through the field they're in, which I just call V-Space, as I mentioned last time, for simplicity's sake. I think Kyoshiro refers to it as the pseudo-digital world, but it's quicker to just say V-Space. And this implies that the effect is a limited field and not just an infinite, never-ending dimension or whatever. And then, because Angoramon and Tesla Giant attack Golus, so he tries to kill them, along with Ruli and Kyoshiro, to try and teach Hiro it's an eat or be eaten world. And interestingly, Hiro gets in the way and Golus tells him to get out of the way, which then seems to trigger his memories of Bokumon just dying, which causes him to revert to Gamamon, having no memory of what just happened after Bokumon died. And then it sort of revealed the rules of Digimon death in this world is kind of like Savers in Frontier, where Digimon loses its memories when they die, but the egg disappears in a random place. When Frontier, it's yeeted off to the Village of Beginnings, and Savers is it appears where the Digimon died. Angoramon explains that Digimon die, but are reborn, and Jellymon reveals like, yeah, Digimon lose their memories when they die. Meanwhile, Black Tailmon Uber carries off Pokemon's egg. So I guess it's just been gathering up all the eggs of the dead Digimon to take back to the digital world or something.
Ah.
And then, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right, because there's a Agumon watching the gang, specifically an Agumon that is black, because the technical name is Agumon Black in brackets, and a lot of Digimon have black and then the rest of the name. And kind of a jarring thing is Bakumon remarks like, oh yeah, before Bakumon died, he said this thing about the kids being a bridge between humans and Digimon, which I get they threw that in because they need to get it out of the way, but I think it would have been better placed in an earlier episode with like Bakumon, and the kids leave, and then Bakumon starts talking to Bakumon or something, rather than just shoving it in right after Bakumon died. I'm not sure if I mentioned this last time because my notes to episode 1 were a mess. But yeah, Gamamon has this red band on his left arm, and he attacks with his right hand. The reference book says he attacks with his left, but in the anime he just seems to attack with his right. In artwork by Kenji Watanabe for episode 1, showing off Gamamon and Gulas, there's an energy coming from the band on his left arm. And for all his evolutions, the red band disappears and he has this white circle on his wrist. So he has these white lines are going down the body of all his evolutions, except on the left wrist it goes all the way around. Gulas is the only one that doesn't present this. He has magenta lines and lacks the same pattern on his wrist, so he's a lot more symmetrical. Also, I've seen it, Gamon's perfect form, and he lacks any bands or anything, so it makes me wonder, like, is the red band some kind of power limiter placed on Gamamon by someone? It's not unfamiliar to Digimon, because there's Gokumon, not to be confused with Gokumon, and Gumdramon who both have Goku, like Son Goku, like Son Wukong from Journey to the West, and then there's Gumdramon.
I don't know. Do you know that Son Goku is Son Wukong's Japanese name?
Like, did it just straight up just ripped it and put on Goku, or?
Dragon Ball was originally a parody of Journey to the West.
Journey to the West is very popular in Japan.
Hey, it's getting late for me. I gotta head out.
Alright.
You guys have a good night.
Alright, then. Have a good night.
I have to go to bed too. Good night, guys.
Alright, have a good night. And with
they
that...
both have...
just real quick.
They
and
both have... They both have Kinjoki or something on their bodies, which is like a power limiter from Journey to the West. It's on Son Goku, Son Wukong's forehead. So power limiters are not foreign to Digimon. So like the show itself hasn't really called attention to the red band. But I guess we'll see when we get to Gamon's backstory. This is also the episode where they have the audacity to end it with a love song, which brings us to the second ending, I'm Still Lovesick. It's a fun ending. Typical fashion, it shows off the highest form that available. So she'll tell Gamamon, Simba, and Garurumon, and Tetsuo Jellymon, and Simba and Garurumon appears to be quite the gentleman. Then on to episode 14, this is Zashik Warashi, which is about all haunting and no play makes Koemon a very dull boy, because there's a Koemon haunting a resort because he's lonely. And so a subplot of the episode is addressing Gamon's grief about Pokemon, because he doesn't seem to understand Pokemon's not around anymore.
Hmm.
And what's going on with Koemon sort of ties into that. It's definitely a mature, handled very maturely. But it opens with Kyoshiro inviting the other kids to a conference he's going on because he's head of the Zishikurashi and he's a coward, so he doesn't want to be alone. And we get to see Koemon very early, and he has red eyes, which seems noteworthy, but it's just a stylistic choice to make him seem more scary. There's nothing actually going on with him. We also get to see more of Ruli's piano skills, and it makes me wonder, like, will we ever see the piano skills put to use? It's fine if they won't be, but it'll be nice if they were. And so this scene of Kyoshiro and Hiro hanging out with Angeromon and Gamamon and eating manju, and they have to explain, like, Pokemon's gone on a journey, like, he's never coming back. They straight up tell him, like, Pokemon's never coming back. And of course, the Pokemon being on a journey is a reference to what Angeromon said in the last episode, or like, Digimon go on a journey when they die, when they are dying reborn.
So the whole thing is just basically the meme. How do we tell him?
Yeah, pretty much. The scene also hits really hard because it plays the same music as when Pokemon died.
Oh, that's fun.
And Bakumon has been living with Hiro for the time being and still spending a lot of time in libraries and whatnot. So, Bakumon's on his own now. No Pokemon anymore. He also noticed Kyoshiro's laptop has a pineapple on it, which is a reference to Season 1, where Koshiro's laptop also had a pineapple on it. It's a parody brand.
Huh.
There's also a really good sequence of Kyoshiro hiding in his futon from Koemon, just running around his bed wanting someone to play with. And then he trashes the girl's room after he can't find Kyoshiro. Like, the girls just go into their room, so really, and Jellymon's like just trashed. Earlier they were trying on clothes when the whole grief discussion was going on. You also find out there's a ball that Koemon's really fond of, which was played with by one of the hostesses of the hotel, who's known as Baba, which that's an important plot point. And Gamamon finds that specifically while the other kids hang out, and Blacktailmon returns to deliver 3 more dim cards and a message from Hokuto, who explains, like, oh, he's just having fun camping in the digital world. I don't believe a word of it. I think there's something more going on, and he's not being upfront about it. And so all 3 kids get a new dim card so they can deploy a new space. Because when Kyoshiro identifies the V-Spaces pseudo-digital world, but as I said, I'm still calling them V-Spaces. Again, one realizes, like, Hokuto is also on a journey, like Pokemon, sort of furthering the grief subplot. And there's some art online of a character reference sheet of, like, Angeromon's not fat, he's actually really thin, he's just extremely fluffy. But when he's in the bath, they treat it like he's fat. So he's in a bath, but his fur doesn't go down when it's wet. Like, probably just for simplicity, because it'd be, like, chest up would be puffy, and then it'd be a twig underneath, which I think that probably would have been a bit hard for the animators. But the kids soon discover, like, it's a Koemon causing trouble when he steals Kyoshiro's underwear for some reason. Like, he steals his underwear. And they learn, like, Koemon was friends with the hostess Baba. They promised to watch fireworks, but then she disappeared the next day. And it turns out she just went to live with her son. And she left a note that he never read. It was just under the ball, and he never found it. So the kids decide to make their own fireworks with Batel Gamamon and Tesla Jellymon helping out. And they explain to Koemon, like, there's a bunch of Digimon out there, like, why don't you come with us? And he materializes to be fully physical and decides to go on his own journey. And so Gamamon wants to help him out because he realizes, like, he and Koemon are kind of going through the same thing, like, you know, their friend is on a journey and they don't know when they'll see them again. I don't think we'll see Koemon again either. But I saw a lot of complaints online about Baba being alive. Like, people think that ruins it, but they really don't seem to understand it's not a comparable situation if Babamon is dead. If Baba is dead. So, because Baba is alive, but okay, and somewhere else, that's comparable to Bokamon and Hokuto. And that's what Gamamon realizes. If she was dead, you can't compare those three. You'd only be able to compare Hokuto and Bokamon, but not Baba and Koemon. So her being alive is a specific choice. So that's all I'm saying in that episode. So episode 15 is The Fortune Teller's Manor. Who said the future's set in stone? Broly and her friends go in search of the fortune teller Mephisto, who is really a Phelasmon in disguise, while Jellymon and the rest investigate the mystery of strange black statues made from human women.
Oh. Okay.
This is an evolution episode for Angoramon. We finally get there.
Oh.
We did 5 evolutions before Angoramon, but he finally got there. And 4 of them were Gamamons. But you know, Phelasmon is the one turning women into black statues, which is a reference to the reference book where he has the power to turn people into black statues. Specifically released when Mika wants to find the fortune teller, which supposedly is never wrong, but I question who made those rumors, because everyone gets turned into black statues.
Huh.
Maybe it's a rumor he spread around or something. Because Mika gets a little embarrassed when Ruli inquires further about why she wants to see the fortune teller, but I don't think that's important. She's like, this and that. I also noticed a friend Aoi refers to her as Nesan, which is a term of admiration. They're not sisters. But Phelasmon seems to only turn people into statues as means of granting a wish, you know, like, oh, I'll make it look like you're on fire. You can't burn to death if you're on fire. Like, oh, you're being attacked by Fangmon. Well, no one will attack you if you're a black statue. Oh, you're up really high. You're being tormented by Pico Devimon. Well, you'll be fine if you're a black statue. And the torment is also to help materialize his Boogimon underlings, which Boogimon evolve into Phelasmon, so that's a neat connection. He also keeps many of the statues for himself, because, you know, if they're pleasantly disgusting enough with their expressions of fear, he'll keep them. If not, he just has them dumped on the street, which is how Jellymon finds out about what's going on.
Oh.
Speaking of statues, we also see a Tanuki statue, and it does have testicles.
Oh my god.
You know, true to Tanuki statues.
Why do they have to have such giant balls?
I have no idea.
Hey,
It's a reference to. It's a reference to their. Like, it's a reference to their. What do you call it? Their. Is avarice the right word? Just they are, like, you know, Tanukis are described in Japanese folklore as being a very like hoarders creatures.
Huh.
Like they're. That's why if you ever play like Animal Crossing,
Tom Nook.
Tom Nook, your landlord, he's a money grubbing weirdo.
Huh. Hey Nick, remember there was a Transformer from Beast Wars that turned into a Tanuki?
Yep, Hindlad or Hindrad, whatever the fuck his name is.
Does he have the balls as well?
It's in the fucking set, actually.
Let me look this up. Beast
So-
Wars.
Wooly deduces Where Mephisto will appear based on his prior appearances, and when Wooly and Co. arrive, there's only enough time for 2 more people, and someone's already there. So Mika and Aoi wait for Mika's turn as Wooly goes snooping, and she gets found out because Hiro wonders where she is and calls her, and it alerts the Boogeyman and Phelasmon. And so Phelasmon explains his plan is that the circle will become the foothold on which the human world will be consumed, whatever that means. But he needs more Boogeyman. And Angoramon breaks a forklift and rams it through the tent to rescue Ruli. So then the 3 girls manage to run to safety, and Ruli has to step up and teleport everyone to her V-space. Even if it means it risks Aoi and Mika finding out Angoramon isn't a hologram after all. And her new V-space is snowy with ice crystals. And Ruli and Angoramon reunite, and we get the evolution into Simba and Angoramon, which the subs misspell as having 2 A's after the B, when it's supposed to be an R-E after the first A. This is noteworthy because it's correctly spelt in the opening, as in not the subs, but the show itself has Simba and Angoramon in Romaji. So whoever did the subs missed that entirely. And of course the other 2 arrive and they have a big moment against Phelasmon, who just decides to leave because he's pretty confident he could win, but fighting has nothing to do with his plans. So he just leaves and turns all the black statues back to normal. As an apology for not getting to read Ruli's fortune, which he's going to turn her into a black statue. Could have just said hey, I don't need you guys bothering me. I'll turn everyone back to normal, but it doesn't really matter. I imagine we'll see him again, because you don't just do that and not have a character return. I'm going to invade the human world, and we'll never see him again. I guess it's like Vegeta never showing up again in Dragon Ball. There was a lot less emphasis on Phelasmon. Aoi and Mika assume Ruli ran off to distract the Boogeyman. So, Ruli's secret is safe for now, but they know she's hiding something, and they want to wait until she's ready to tell them, because they're good friends. And given how I'm reviewing these episodes, I should probably bring up there's a lot of relationship building between Angoramon and Ruli, even in the last week's episode, which I'm not talking about this week. And I know what happens after Simba and Angoramon, and I hope they're building towards something like that. Because it could be in the next batch of episodes, it might not be. They could very well just not do anything with it. But Simba and Angoramon's evolution has a very interesting profile. So I hope with all the relationship building between Angoramon and Ruli, that will come into play and wasn't just something they made up to sound cool for a profile. Because the Ghost games have been really... there's been typical with Digimon series where they don't acknowledge the reference book, or they draw a lot from the reference book. So hopefully the profile ties into the anime, because a lot of the time if a new Digimon appears in the anime, the reference book doesn't tend to influence the appearance in the anime, but the reference book draws from its appearance in the anime. But we got the perfect form profiles before their appearance in the anime, because they're in the Vital Bracelet. And typically new Digimon don't debut in the reference book until after they're in the anime by a day or something. But then a lot of people are citing this will happen in the anime because the reference book. No, stop doing that. It's a new Digimon. It hasn't debuted yet. it was made for this anime. There's no reason to believe the reference book and anime are necessarily going to line up. You can just cross your fingers that they do, but feel like, oh yeah, Gulas is going to be this absolute brutal monster, and then he shows up like, it's not exactly that. You know, the reference book for Gulas says that he'll fight even if his arms are broken. We haven't seen Gulas do a proper fight yet.
Alright.
And on to episode 16, The Man-Eater's Forest. Tree huggers get what they deserve.
What is that supposed to mean?
Well, you know, a man-eater's forest implies certain things.
Okay, but what's this about tree huggers get what they deserve?
Well, there's a tree that eats people.
Ah.
As Hiro takes Gamamon camping, he learns of Campus mysteriously vanishing, only to learn the culprits are two Digimon, Jerrymon and Morishellmon. Back in episode 1, we saw a photograph which looked like Hiro and his parents going on a camping trip. And the people who run the campsite said last time Hiro was here, he was with his father. And Hiro kind of neglects to mention he's disappeared. He just said, like, oh, I'm in junior high now, don't worry about it. And in episode 9, Hiro mentions he goes solo camping, but he's going camping with Gamamon this time, and only Gamamon. But we do open to a guy getting swallowed up by a tree. With
that's fun.
Two mysterious gases in the air. One is a red mist which makes living trees appear, and the other is a green fog which covers things in eyes, and the two create electricity when they clash. And the gases is why we have Jerrymon and Morishellmon, because Jerrymon creates illusion mist, which causes illusions, and Morishellmon creates mind fog, which also causes illusions. So back to me thinking they locked all the writers in the room and made them read the reference book profiles. Because these two are clearly being pit against each other because they're similar powers. And Hiro arrives at the campsite. He's told about the legend of Kasumi-sama, which, the people running the campsite joke is where the campers have been going. And they really think they've just been skipping out and not paying them. But that'll be important later. I do have... Gamamon does some fishing with Hiro, as Hiro thinks about Gulas. And he kind of hopes to see Gulas again so they can finally get some answers about what's going on with the digital world. But Rolly wasn't exactly pleased about Gulas being mentioned after what happened last time. But Rolly starts to worry, thinking she upset him. So she tries to find him, but Kyosho and Jellymon find he's not in his dorm room. And going back to Jellymon having no fear, she checks his history on his computer. Fortunately, it's just the emails. Having been told his computer password by Gamamon. And Rolly, Jellymon says, this campsite has the legend of Kasumi-sama, which then gets Rolly invested. So she books her and Kyosho a lodge. She really wants to find Kasumi-sama. So that's why it's important. And as we find out, Jerrymon eats people and Digimon to grow stronger, and Morishellmon is stopping that, not out of altruism, but because if Jerrymon gets too strong, he'll kick him out of his forest. And it's Morishellmon's forest, not Jerrymon's forest. And he kind of calls Hiro out on being a softie, because Hiro doesn't want to kill Jerrymon because it reminds him of what happened with Bokumon. So the other two arrive and help drive off Jerrymon, breaking a few arms, which destroys his tree rings, which he says the people become his rings. And Garurumon remarks he'll be back in 50 or 100 years when he regrows his rings. I don't expect we'll see him again. There was debate did the people die or not? Because we see two woodcutters get captured later in the episode. And be oh no, they were just rescued by Morishellmon, even though Jerrymon was right in front of them the last time we saw them. So I think it can be assumed not everyone absorbed by Jerrymon died. And I do think that they're saving people dying for an important episode. Like they want to actually call serious attention to it, like with what happened with Pokemon being the first Digimon to definitively die.
Huh.
So yeah, they seem to be going out of the way to avoid Digimon death. Like in episode 8, they show like, hey, the Digimon aren't dying; they're being absorbed by the scythe that Metal and Phantomon has, so they're still alive. Then on to episode 17, just Frozen Hell. Some people just can't stop. The gang are unfortunately present in a geothermal power plant as Kyosho runs system maintenance when a Frozen One begins his assault in pursuit of the heat source. It's kind of a quiet episode, but it gets the anime debut of Frozomon. And they're at the geothermal power plant because Kyosho helped set it up because he's a genius. So it's nice to see, like, oh, he's not just a genius, he actually has, done things with his genius. And Frozomon just tries covering the power plant in snow because it's too hot. And then Kyosho tells him off. So then he breaks into the power plant to try and kill Kyosho.
Okay.
Because Kyosho told him no.
Okay.
They have to close these big security doors to try and slow them down. Like, I wonder why a geothermal plant has such big security doors. But not a lot to say about the episode. Ruli is separate from the boys as everything goes down, so she manages to escape this geothermal power plant twice. Like, she is outside, then she goes back inside, then she comes out again. And when she gets out the second time, she digs a hole in the side of a pile of snow to hide in, which is actually a survival tactic for the cold. You dig an angled hole so the wind will pass over you. She's, not very far from civilization. The building was cold inside because it's being covered in snow, but outside is, it's just winter. And when she's hiding in her hidey hole, Ruli considers calling Hiro to see if he's okay, but decides against it, which is, the opposite of what happened in episode 15, where she got found out because she was called by Hiro. So this time she doesn't call Hiro because that could get him in trouble. Also, Tesla Genomon is the only one inside not freezing to death because she can use her electricity to keep warm. Gamamon evolved as well to stay warm, but Angaramon doesn't have Ruli, so he just relies on his fur. And then him evolving probably would have been bad because he loses a lot of his fur. And there's a really good sequence of Tesla Genomon having to step up because the boys are freaking dying of cold. And of course it's playing the really somber music. So she goes, finds Ruli, and they beat the crap out of Frozomon. There's also a really good sequence. The props to Ruli's voice actress because she really starts screaming by the end. Her just constantly shouting Fizzlist, which is because she manages to stream attacks to Tesla Jellymon because the two are in sync, even though they have different vital bracelets connections or whatever. That was really good. And then before they can finish off Frozomon, a bunch of Digimon come in like, please don't hurt him anymore. Because they're cold Digimon that Frozomon is just trying to get somewhere colder because winter is coming to an end. And it seems like a rushed conclusion, but it's accurate to the reference book where Frozomon will kill babies if they get in his way on a rescue mission.
Whoa! Okay.
It's fine, Digimon come back to life.
But still...
Frozomon seems to have a change of heart when Ruli asks, like, hey, you can help our friends too, right? And then Frozomon's demeanor changes entirely. You can tell just by his eye. He probably didn't realize, like, oh, I'm putting people in danger, aren't I? But anyway, I don't expect we'll see them again because they need to go somewhere colder like Hokkaido. I don't know where in Japan they are. I assume it's Tokyo. I think you could figure out where they are from episode 15, where you look at Ruli's circle of Mephisto's locations. Because you get a good look at some of the geography on the coastline. But it's not really important.
It's not important.
And episode 18 is The Land of Children. Stranger Danger!
Stranger Danger.
A pair of Hawkmon come to Hero to help find their human friend Kazuma after his disappearance overnight, discovering the culprit is Petermon, but only children can enter his Everland, and children they are not. It's another enjoyable episode because there's Petermon, and he's based off Peter Pan, so he takes kids to Never Everland, so they will never grow up and be children forever because adults lie and break promises. We find out there's some bonding between Kyoshiro and Gamamon, where Kyoshiro likes to take him to the moving pictures, as Gamamon calls them. Clockmon gets name dropped where the Hawkmon was sent to him by Clockmon because Hero can never say no. It's like, oh, we have a missing persons case. Like, I'll go talk to Hero. He can never say no. Kyoshiro also likes to live-action roleplay. They play live-action roleplays as an elf detective and goes on a missing persons case.
Okay.
What's weird is he's kind of panicky about a Digimon being involved, yet, like, I think that's better than a missing persons case, because you don't know what could have happened to that kid if it was a human. But Petermon just kidnaps children in their sleep and erases the family's memories of them ever existing, which leads to some mental trauma when a mother tries to remember why she has children's shoes in her house and a room full of children's stuff despite not having a son. Because Petermon kidnapped him.
Oh, that's dark.
Then all the children are returned by the end, so it's fine. There's a reference how Gamamon's evolutions are unpredictable again. Like, he doesn't seem to have a choice between the three. Also, after their first encounter with Petermon, visits the cast in the night and erases their memories of him. So it kind of shows, the kids aren't safe all the time. He tries to take Gamamon, but he smells like adults because he's been hanging out with Hero. So he leaves him.
Okay.
But then they later use him as bait the next night, because he's not in Hero's room, he doesn't smell like adults. So they sneak in using Gamamon. Gamamon helps to open the portal to Never Everland on the other side, because it's a two-part parcel idea. One person has to say one thing on one side, and the other person has to say something on the other side. And then, of course, Petermon catches the children hanging out with adults, and he's none too pleased about adults being in Never Everland, so a fight breaks out. We get to see Wezen again. So that's neat, and all the Digimon start evolving. The Hawkmon become Orcamon, which is a reference to Orcamon being a Hawkmon evolution with the Digimental of Honesty. Although there's two Hawkmon, I would have liked one of them turning into something other than Orcamon rather than both of them turning into the same Digimon. But Petermon starts having a mental breakdown as all the Digimon start evolving.
Okay.
Because kids are fun and don't lie and don't break promises like adults do. And then Hero manages to talk him down, like, no, I won't be an adult who breaks promises, and I'll be an adult who has fun. And then the ending is pretty sudden, because Captain Hawkmon rides a flying ship and barges into Never Everland and says, like, Hero's right. I am an adult who follows my dreams. Join me, and you too can follow your dreams. And then he's like, I'll come with you. You don't smell like an adult. And then, Petermon promises to return all the children, and he and Captain Hawkmon just sail off into the night. It's funny. It's just so sudden that it's funny. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see Tinkermon. I don't think we'll see Petermon again, so we probably won't see Tinkermon.
I see.
Only two more to go. Episode 19, The Witching Hour. The worst part about advanced screenings is when people rub it in your face. This is probably the weakest episode of the batch. So while Gammon sets on his first errand, Hero and Ruli are unwillingly transferred through time by a Piccolomon so he can have their vital bracelets. The early episode shows like Gammon's really growing up, which is kind of something which has been going on like an executioner, Gamlon learns to say thank you and can count. And now he's going on his first errand by himself. But
They grow up so fast.
Jellymon and Kiyoshiro are keeping an eye on him. Not altruistically, Jellymon wants to help out Gamlon when he gets into trouble, so he'll owe her a favor. Because Jellymon's Jellymon. Also noteworthy, Piccolomon is translated as Picklemon, which I hope to God is them referencing the reference book. It's a bad romanization on Bandai's part. Because if they made this mistake themselves, I swear. Because Piccolo is Picoro, and Pickle is Pickaroo. So Bandai messed up a long time ago, and it's Pickle. It should be Piccolo. But Piccolomon sends Hiro and Ruli to different time periods so they can have fun there, and they'll give him their Digivice Vs as a reward because they had so much fun thanks to him. But it's weird, it doesn't seem like they're in a different part of time. They're also being followed by these strange shadows which appear when Piccolomon says, when people start having... They go to a time they're panicky at first, but then they start having fun and they start to blend into the time period when they're having fun. Because he did send someone there at the start of the episode, but he was just an adult, so I don't know what happened to him. But as the shadows overtake Ruli and Hiro, Gamlon manages to teleport to Hiro using the Vital Bracelet, the Digivice V, and then the shadow dissipates. The shadow is absorbing the characters and also becoming them. So Ruli is turning black and Hiro is turning black, and the shadows following them are becoming them. And they seem really malicious. They have these malicious smiles and start trying to pin them down. It makes me wonder, is this a creation of Piccolomon, or did something else find a means of inserting the shadows into the time periods? Because I'm not sure if they are the time periods or just something mimicking the time periods created by Piccolomon. Also interesting, Piccolomon found out about the Vital Bracelets from humans that he entertained. Which, humans wouldn't know about the Vital Bracelets, unless somehow there are humans who do. Unless, I know maybe they didn't mean that in the dialogue, but I think it could be a little more clear because it doesn't make sense as is. When the whole gang reunites again, tells the gentleman to tell Gamon combine their attacks, which seems like a nice nod to episode 14 when they were making the fireworks. And they found an actual offensive usage for combination attacks. The reason Piccolomon was done for this episode is Piccolomon can appear in any space and time, but it says nothing about them transferring people through time, so that also makes me wonder, is he really transferring people through time? Because I do hope the shadows were placed there by some malicious force, other than Piccolomon, because Piccolomon doesn't seem malicious, and it just seems incredibly naive. Because he thinks fun is crying and being upset. And when they beat up Piccolomon, the conflict is resolved by spoilers. I don't mean I'm not going to spoil it, I mean he spoils the series for himself. He decides he's going to go back in time and stop the Digimon from ever existing, which is weird because Digimon come back to life when they die. How are you going to erase them from existence? And it's not things let's go back in time and kill them so they'll meet their partners. How do you know that wasn't already part of the timeline and you're just fulfilling the timeline? But he starts with Gamamon and assumedly gets beaten up by Gulas in the past. Because he comes back covered in scratches. And he's I need, where are you? I'm going to find out. So he travels to the future instead. And then he comes back really amazed, I want to be your best friend, Gamamon, you're amazing. So they decide to become friends. So he spoiled the series for himself and rubbed it in our faces. I bet he saw the Megas too.
Wow, Gammon, you're really cool. Are we friends now? Yay, friends!
And then Gammon finishes his errand. And gets chocolate. It's like he goes on his errand at the start, like, now Gammon, what do you tell the cashier? Like, I'm a hologram. Like, here, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I need this, a whole bunch of fertilizer, a pipe, preferably the size of a pipe bomb. Like, why do you need all the things? Like, oh, I'm a hologram. Like, how is he supposed to carry a bag with chocolate in it if he's a hologram? Yeah, well, I'll let you know if we see Piccolomon again. Like, it seems like something which might appear again, or he might not. Like, he's sort of straddling the line. Episode 20, The Prison of Fire, home is where the heat is. While enjoying an amusement park, Hero and Gammon have a dangerous run with some homesick Digimon. But I said 13 episode was the best so far. This one tops it easily.
Wow.
But this episode is fantastic, and I was kind of terrified it was an evolution episode. Because, this feels like someone's going to evolve, and it kind of is an evolution episode, just not in the way I was fearing. We also see our first confirmed human death, with a guy being surrounded by purple fire. After stepping out of a house fire, he steps out of the purple fire, and then gets thermosnapped.
Oh.
So he's dead.
Well, he's dead.
And then we cut to Hero and Gammon at the amusement park. Where they're going on rides and having fun, and someone notices, like, why is Gammon wet if he's a hologram?
Don't question it.
And then Ruli is also at the amusement park, but Kiyoshiro is at his dorm. And no things are serious when Jellymon's in danger, having been captured by a Sabertramon. It's a black Birdramon. That is what it is. It's a black Birdramon.
Oh.
It's also a pun. Sabertramon. Birdramon is Bardoramon. Saberdoramon. And the dragon part, Bardoramon. Because it dries Doramon.
Japanese puns.
The Dramons have a lot of sort of blended names, which, like, you don't really get this reference if you don't read Japanese. Birdramon's kind of smaller than how Birdramon is typically depicted. It's fine. But he also has a wattle, and that's a nice attention to detail, because a lot of things tend to follow the anime depiction. So Birdramon doesn't have a wattle in Adventure, so a lot of subsequent depictions of Birdramon doesn't have a wattle. But then Sabertramon has a wattle. Like the reference book art, like, that's neat. There's also a Dark Lizardmon, so Sabertramon's not alone. And he and Sabertramon interrogate Kiyoshiro for Hero's whereabouts. He kind of just panics and collapses, so they have to interrogate Jellymon instead, who, isn't going to let anything happen to her darling, so she reluctantly lets them know where Hero is. And they toss her into the purple fire they surround Kiyoshiro in, which is the same kind of fire from the start of the episode, so that they were responsible for what happened at the beginning.
I see.
Dark Lizardmon and Sabertramon depart and tell Kiyoshiro and Jellymon they can leave the fire whenever they want, which that'll be important later. Also worth noting, they translated merry-go-round as carousel, despite merry-go-round being an actual term in English. They just call it a merry-go-round. It's a merry-go-round.
Do you call it merry-go-round, or do you call it carousel?
Call it merry-go-round. That's why it's as important to me. But when Dark Lizardmon and Sabertramon arrive in the amusement park, Sabertramon notes there's a lot of humans between them and Hero, and Dark Lizardmon says that's perfect for hostages.
Hmm.
Which that's also important. And when Dark Lizmon attacks, they quickly switch to V-Space. I forgot to mention earlier, Hero's new V-Space is a desert, but in this one he uses his first V-Space of the grassy field.
Mm-hmm.
So Hero escapes the fire, but Ruli is on the merry-go-round when it hits, so she's trapped on the merry-go-round and can't leave.
Oh.
Also, Aoi and Mika were at the amusement parks, like, how are you going to talk your way out of this one, Ruli? Because you can't just get off of a merry-go-round while it's moving. They also... Angoramon jumps into the fire after Ruli and finds out, oh, she's okay. And we see the analyzer screens for Sabergemon, which is listed as a virus attribute, despite them previously showing Dark Lizmon as a virus attribute. Sabergemon is a vaccine. They immediately follow virus with vaccine, and they still mistranslated it somehow, which is worse than what happened with the Kinkakumon and Ginkakumon, because at least they were mistranslating the same word twice. That's just not acceptable. It's like, I don't have a lot to say about animation most of the time, but you can tell the animation in this episode is kind of cutting corners, so that we do these big wide shots where the characters are too far away to animate, or we do close-up shots where there's nothing to animate because it's so close up. That's to save budget for the later parts of the episode where the animation gets really good. But I feel like when the animators went home to their families, like, how was work on it? Are you working on that TV show? Like, TV show? Because the animation gets unprecedentedly good at points. Like, TV animation for Digimon isn't supposed to be this good. This is the stuff you expect for the short movies they haven't done since Sabers.
Huh.
And as it turns out, Dark Lizmon and Sabergemon are looking for Blacktailmon, so Hero finally learns the name of that mysterious Digimon.
Wait, SGD. Forgot to tell you, they get to go home?
Oh no.
Who gets to go home?
The animators.
Well, I don't know if they get to go home. It just feels like they weren't working on a TV show. And...
Oh no, not!
Oh, I lost Mark.
Oh, he's back.
Yes, I learned the Blacktailmon, and the two Digimon want to see Blacktailmon. That's all they want to do, even if they kind of have to threaten human lives to do it. Meanwhile, Ruli and Kyoshiro both individually learn if you leave the fire, you die. And so a fight breaks out with Gamamon turning into Wezen Gamamon, and despite being a turned into DeVito fan, it turns out he doesn't run so good after all.
Does he not see so good either?
He runs pretty good and can see fine because he has long-ranged cannons. The Digimon chase Wezen and Hero around, and Hero sprains his ankle and they have to hide in a building which has GG Kingdom on it. It's like, is that a Ghost Game reference because it's GG? At which point Gamamon steps up to fight Dark Lizmon by himself without Hero, despite Hero's protests, because he got injured and devolved. And he unlocks the ability to switch between the three forms. So he becomes Batel, then he reverts, then he becomes Kos, then he reverts, then he becomes Batel again. Then you really get to see the strengths and limitations for the three main forms throughout the episode. I'm kind of concerned about him evolving so much. Like, are they going to follow the whole thing of Digimon not getting tired again, because that gets really tiring? So, it's mostly just I want to see the babies in this show, and we won't see the babies if they don't revert after further evolutions. I want to see the babies. But Dark Lizmon explains that he and Sabergemon just want to go home because killing that man at the start was not their intention. They tried to save him from the house fire, and it's like, don't step out of the fire until we tell you to. But he kind of forgot that when he saw his parents and stepped out of the fire and died. And the humans saw them and accused them of murdering him. And that sort of led to them developing some disdain towards humans. Hence the whole, like, oh yeah, feel free to kill yourself, Kiyoshiro. They're like, oh yeah, well, fine, taking hostages. And they say, like, the world has no place for them, so they just really want to go home. And then Black Talon shows up and opens a portal for them to go home.
Convenient.
And then they go home. And then Black Talon vanishes as soon as it appeared. And it uses some holographic projectors, like the same ones from episode 4 that were seen in the amusement park earlier in the episode. So somehow they got into the pseudo-digital world.
So you're saying he pulled my work here is done, but he didn't really do much. Leaves anyways.
Well, I mean, he kind of did. It kind of did do something. Sent the Digimon home.
But that was it.
Yeah, but it still hasn't said a word. Like, one day. Jellymon was on Battelle beats Dark Lizardmon, all its fire dissipates, so everyone's fine. But Jellymon really wanted payback, which kind of makes me think of episode 12, where she was terrified of the Zessamon, but then got to beat them all up at the end. She likes payback. And Hero thinks about how humans and Digimon really do need a bridge. Because like there's Digimon like Dark Lizardmon and Sabergemon which have no role in human society. I do like it how the episode highlights like Digimon are dangerous to society, because I do like the more realistic take in season 1 in Tri, where like Digimon are dangerous compared to the more whimsical take of 02 and Lost Evolution. It's like, oh yeah, Digimon and humans, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Everything's fine. Like, no, it's not fine. There are even low-level Digimon who are freaking toxic. There's Zurumon. That thing's the lowest level you can get, and it's poison.
I'm sure they'll be fine.
Last episode, episode 21, the spider's lore. When you said brain food, I didn't think you meant brains as food.
I'm gonna have fun with that episode.
The gang have a run-in with Arcanimon posing as a human, and things go about as well as you'd expect when giant spiders are involved.
I'm gonna have fun with that.
Hey Changus, you're a pretty cool guy. Don't watch this episode.
I see.
Of course, because an Arcanimon's involved, something distressing has to happen. So I immediately opened to a few businessmen and a scientist being captured by Arcanimon. She proceeds to eat the scientist's brain out of frame. I don't mean off screen, I mean out of frame. We hear noises. We hear like crunching and slapping, and we see the horrified faces of two men as they watch. And
yay!
They're screaming.
Wow, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, cue all the weirdos online who are like, violence, this can't be a kids show, it must be for adults, like, because kids shows can't have mature goings on in them, otherwise they're for adults because their peepees are small, I guess. Yeah, that's a pet peeve of mine, but like, oh, this show isn't for kids, like, why not? Because it has violence in it, like, it's still a kids show. You ever watch A Land Before Time?
It's like, this can't be for children. I mean, it's like it's got adult situations in it. It's like in the first Rugrats movie referenced Cain and Abel with Tommy almost about to kill his little brother. It's like,
Alright. Arcanimon has a human form, so of course she assumes her human form to pose as a friend of Hiro's mother, Sonia Molina. More on that later. It's weird how she refers to Hiro's mother as Miss Amanokawa, though. I mean in English Miss, and I don't mean the rose, I mean the term of address. It's, I guess, like, Sonia Malone isn't a Japanese speaker, but do you think she would refer to her as San or by her name if they're friends, but she's not actually her friend Sonia, she's Arkinemon? She also doesn't say what organization she's working for, she just says the not-for-profit organization. So I expect she learned a lot about Hero from surrounding Digimon. But she made a risky gamble by assuming Hero told his mother about Gamamon, which he seemingly did. So Hero's mother also knows about Gamamon. And she invites the kids on a trip to an insect exhibit into an abandoned mall that's being renovated. And no one picks up that anything is wrong until they enter the dark room. And she transforms into a Digimon. Then they realize, like, oh, something must be up here. But Arkinemon reveals she eats brains to determine intelligence, and seemingly can learn things from them, and is interested in researching Digimon evolution. And of course, she finds the children fascinating because they can control a Digimon's evolution, and Gamamon has, as to her knowledge, 3 evolutions. So you see Wezen and we see Course. Of course, the children break the first rule about horror movies and they split up. Kiyoshiro seems like, oh, emergency stairs, that seems like a good idea, and ditches the other 2. And Rulei's like serves him right because he got captured immediately. He got cornered immediately, but Hero's like, we should have gone back for him. And Goramon's like, he's got Jellymon, he'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
Goramon's kind of a dick. And Goramon's kind of a dick in this episode. Maybe he's upset that someone's smarter in the building than him. Arkinemon uses webbing as like a neural network and can transfer electricity. So she uses it to stream phones to a bunch of screens. That's neat. And then Kiyoshiro realizes that the phones transfer to his V-Space with him, and his new V-Space is really decrepit, like ruins, which, if you watch the opening, you can see Hokuto with 4 settings. One's snowy, one's a desert, one's sort of a street at night, and then one's a ruined street. So that seems to have been referencing the 3 new V-Spaces, even though it was the opening since episode 1. Hero also finds one of the people still alive who hadn't been eaten by Arkinemon, and he's the only one left. So he kind of has to live with that trauma.
Yeah, trauma.
Yeah, survivor skill.
Of course, rather than following Kyosho along with the cameras, they just follow the blind spots to where he is. Simbar and Goramon points that out, like, it doesn't mean anything though, Goramon. They still would have followed him if they had cameras. Like I said, he's being a dick in this episode. And then everyone gets captured. So Arkinemon wonders, like, is Gamon's evolutions, the Digimon's evolutions, from human interaction, or is it something in Gamamon and his brain changing? Because she has a thing about brains. But when everyone's captured, she wants to eat Gamamon first because of his multiple evolutions, because she's seen 2 so far. As you know, I mentioned a 3rd one. That's because we get Gulus again. And, then Arkinemon really wants to eat that brain. So Gulus shoves his fist in her mouth and fills it up with fire until she dies. So, kind of another ironic killing, I guess. They're like, oh, you like eating things, so I'll make you eat fire until you're dead.
Damn.
And then Hero is, interested that Gulus is back and tries to talk to him, but Gulus says it isn't time yet and reverts to Gamamon. But everything ain't right because they're being watched by a black Galgamon. Which is the Terriermon evolution, but black and brown. That's all. I wonder, like, someone is watching Gamamon, and I wonder, like, are these black Digimon, are they going to turn out to, like, oh no, they're actually good guys? The black was to throw you off because the Black Tailmon seems to be a good guy. And it's find Hero's dad, like, yo, your dad likes collecting blacks. Like, whoa, like, no, black Digimon. That's why I got rid of Gamamon. He's too white. Yeah, there's no salvaging that one. Well,
How do you spell Galgamon?
Galgo. But of course, the kids don't notice
Black.
the black Galgamon like they didn't notice the Agumon.